We're talking with Jamie. Jamie, you're with Allworth's Money Matters.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
We're wonderful. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm well. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
I wanted to go over my financial situation and kind of ask for your recommendation about what you would do as far as where you would take cash for moving forward.
Okay.
So my situation is I've been unemployed for 2.5 years. The first two of those being purposely, I was taking care of a sick parent. And then for the last 6 months, I've actually been, now that parent has deceased, so I now have started to look for a job, but it's been really hard. And I haven't been able to find the appropriate job for what I'm looking for. So with that being said, I wanted to go over my financial situation and then kind of ask what you would do.
How old are you, Jamie?
I'm 49.
Okay. And do you have any kids at home or anything?
I have one daughter who just started college.
And are you helping pay for that college?
I'm paying 50%.
Okay. And are you married or single?
I'm single.
Okay.
So I have 3 mutual funds that total about $182,000, and then I have about $20,000 in cash. I don't have any debt, and my credit score is high; it's over 800, and I do own my house, and it's worth. It was assessed at a couple months ago at about $1.2 million. So I'm wondering in this situation, because my house is my biggest asset.
Yeah, no question.
And so obviously I'm in a position now, my daughter's at school. Should I sell? I certainly could sell. You know, it's not, I'm not.
Where do you live? What area of the country?
In Lynnfield, Massachusetts.
And is a $1.2 million house a tiny little house where you are, or is it a big, huge house?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like around the country, some places you get a mansion for 1.2. Some places you get a closet for 1.2.
It's about 2,500 square feet and an acre of land. So it's okay. So, but my question is, you know, if I move, I'll probably be buying a condo that's probably $800,000, and I don't know if that makes sense. And so, but where do I get that available cash? Because now I need some cash. So, do I continue pulling from that $20,000 that I've been living off of, or should I get a credit line off of my house?
How did you manage to pay that house off? Was that just high discipline over the years? Did you inherit some money?
Yeah, it was through parents.
Okay. Okay. And what, if you got the job you were looking for, what kind of pay range is that?
Like $250.
And why do you think you haven't been able to? Is it geography that has stopped you from getting this job? Is it the fact that you've been out of the marketplace for a while? What's?
It's probably a combination of that. I've been out of the marketplace, but more than that is that it's a very high level executive position. So there's not a ton of them out there.
Yeah. Well, you know, this $182,000 in 3 mutual funds. Are those inside IRAs? Are they outside of IRAs? Are they in 401ks? How are those held?
IRAs.
Okay. So it's an interesting position. So you got 20 grand left of cash, and you're thinking, like.
Yeah, I'm getting really nervous. Like,
well, you got assets, so don't worry too much here for a moment. But, and you also, if I think about where you are at this stage in life, you're one child just went off to college, so it's a really new life experience for you, and you just lost your final parent. Sounds like 6 months ago. So
no, I have one parent left.
Okay, lost a parent. I mean, so you've got a lot, kind of personally going on that sometimes we don't make the best decisions when we've got other emotions driving us. So, like in a perfect world, we would say, well, why don't you just stick in the house for a while? Let's see what happens. But here we're at a situation where we're running short of cash.
Yeah.
Have you asked about a line of credit? You've got so much. The challenge, you have no income.
Yeah, that's the issue. Do you expect an inheritance?
I do,
And
which will probably be pretty hefty.
what's pretty hefty?
Several million, probably.
Okay.
And are there multiple beneficiaries to the estate?
Yes. Yes.
But
There's
your
4.
but your cut, you believe, would be several million.
Yes.
And do you expect that you're going to that the parent that's still alive, that you'll be taking care of them sometime in the near future?
Possibly, yes.
Would you
I mean,
move?
he's doing okay now, but you never know.
Would you move for work?
I would, yes.
Have you thought about having a? I mean, if you step back this from, like you left the workplace to take care of your mother in her last years, right? 2 years of your life, and then she passes, and you're having trouble getting back to the position you were before, right? You have a short-term financial crush. That's all. It's a short-term thing. You've got assets in your home, obviously, and you're gonna. And I mean, what about just having a conversation with your father about can I borrow a chunk of cash?
I know this. I know this sounds so strange, and I don't want to get into the weeds here, but this is a case of elder abuse, and my father no longer speaks to me because a family member has taken control of his assets, and they're all frozen now, and it's very, very muddy.
Okay. I'd sell the house, but the problem is,
How long have you had the house? How emotionally attached
10
you are to this house? 10 years? All right.
Yeah, 10 years. No, actually 12 years.
I'd sell the house.
Yeah,
and
you're my.
rent.
I'm just. It's always interesting when you do these. We don't over a call. We don't have a chance to get to know you that well, right? So I like to put people a picture like you're my sister. You're my younger sister. Like, what advice would I? And to be pretty clear, like, sell the house.
I'd sell the house and rent until I got a new job and see where it's at.
My biggest concern with selling the house is that where I live is an extremely marketable place, like location, and it will only go up and up and up. And so my biggest concern is that I sell this, I make a rash decision, and if I had held on to it, it just would be more of an asset for me.
Okay. Well, the problem is that you may not be able to hang on to it unless you have another choice, which is you could take a lower paying job that isn't one that you necessarily want.
Yeah.
I mean, that is an absolute choice. You could take if you're making $250, you could take a job that you're making $100,000 or $125,000 and stay in that house.
But you really can't, to be honest. I mean, like my skill set is at an executive level, and no one wants to hire someone at an executive level for a lower position because they just believe you won't stay in that role.
Well, if that's the case, then the house is. You're talking about a possible opportunity cost. That's what you're talking about.
And the reason the house is worth $1.2 million today, location, is in part because people believe that it's a great location. It's going to do well long term, which from
may
a
or may
financial
not be true.
It might have already been bid up in price. In other words, maybe the return going forward is only going to be 3 or 4% a year.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
I mean, if you were calling from Naples, Florida a year ago, you would be saying the same thing, and it would not have been true.
Yeah, I know.
Things change.
Yeah.
But so you're thinking about long term, but you asked a short term question.
I know.
Right?
I mean, the other option is you take money from your IRA and you pay an early withdrawal penalty. You don't have any taxable income this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would definitely do Roth conversions this year. You have no other income, right?
Well, no, actually, that I do have available cash in my mutual fund. I have $28,000.
Yeah, that's not going to last you very long.
Yeah, no.
So you can run that for another couple months, and then if not,
and then I have 50,000. I have another 50,000.
From
where?
Where?
So and another. So I have a mutual fund with 190,000 that has 50,000 of available cash.
Understand that's in an IRA, though, correct?
I believe. I'm not sure.
That's what you
to
said
be honest.
earlier.
Well, I did, and that's what I believed it to be.
Okay. Yeah, the IRAs, you could take that money out of the IRAs and you'll basically, because you have no income, you'll just pay the penalty on it.
It says RBC insured deposits. Does it?
Yeah, that doesn't tell us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So those are the choices. Stay with the available cash, take the money out of the IRA, or sell the house.
if I could get a credit line against my home because I have so much equity in it, would you recommend doing that?
Well, that would be the place I would go, but it'd be difficult for you to get a credit line because you have no income to pay it. So not only do they want to know how much equity do you have in your home,
they don't want they don't want the house.
They want to know how you're going to pay it back.
They need a conforming. They need a loan that's in good standing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the options, right? Sell the house, rent for a while. By the way, makes you more mobile. If you really said that you're going to take a job, you're going to end up having to sell that house anyway.
Then the whole country is your option.
Then the whole country is where you can work.
What would you guys think about renting the house?
You turning around and renting the house to someone else?
Just an option. Something I was.
Well, how much could you get for rent?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not sure. I think I probably could get $6,000 a month.
And how much could you rent something for yourself? I mean, I suppose short term you could get a renter, someone lease the house for a year, and then you go and find an apartment for $3,000 a month or something,
and live on the spread.
That's an option.
Yeah, I probably could find something for $3,000.
That's an option. It'll give you more time.
But then you're going to go have to sign a lease somewhere in an apartment, which is going to make you stuck in that region as well.
But I'd have to do that anyways if I was renting, wouldn't I?
I don't know. But if you were my little sister, I'd sell the house. Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with Pat on that. Just because,
okay, one more question then. So
Okay,
if I'm selling the house, do I do it now or do I wait for the spring? Because
you need to sell it now. You need the money.
Yeah. Okay.
So
if it's a desirable area, then I imagine things are selling.
It doesn't really matter. So
yeah. The whole concept of waiting till the spring. I've got a good friend that is moving now, and his oldest daughter's in 8th grade. Like, not the ideal time, but sometimes that's what has to happen. So, right, the house is on the market, that sort of thing, moving his kid. But so obviously, like, the springtime is the best time for families and stuff, assuming that there's a family buying the house, but there may not.
Home sales are down 3.5% this year from last. So
is that all? Oh, you mean the price?
No, the number of sales. So
appreciate the call.